In this lesson, we're going to be learning More Than Words by Extreme, a very highly requested tune. Guitar-wise, it's a nice little piece. It's a finger-style piece. The chords used are not terribly complicated, but it does take some time to get the groove and the finger pattern, the right hand finger pattern down. And it's got this percussive thing in it where he's clicking on the strings of the guitar to keep the beat. So that part is a little tough to get in there. So when I was learning the song to teach it, I learned it first without the percussive element, and then I went back, and when I was really comfortable with it, I added that in. And that might be the best way to do it. And if you never can get that part of it, it's okay. You know, people are still going to recognize what you're playing. So let's start with the verse material, which is also the intro, so that serves two functions there. And it sounds like what I played at the beginning, but it sounds like this. Okay, so that repeats. It does twice in the intro and twice in the verse. So let's take a look. It starts with a G major chord, open chord, but we're going to play the style where you have your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E and your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And you're going to start with a low note on the E string and then pick the high E, B, and G strings. Then you're going to go down, you're going to take that finger off, leave these fingers there, and pick those. So bass and the upper 3 strings. And then you're going to pick the upper 3 strings again. So it's then we're going to go to a C chord. So 2nd finger, 3rd fret A string, first finger on the 2nd fret D string. Bass note on the A string, the upper 3 strings. Then you're going to pick the upper 4 strings. So with my thumb, I'm playing the D. My 3 fingers are playing the highest strings. So we got then you come back and play the bass note again, same chord by itself, and then with the upper 3 strings twice. Okay, then we're going to go to an A minor 7 chord. Looks like that. 1st finger B string, 2nd finger D string on the 2nd fret. Same pick pattern as the C chord that we just came from. So it's A string, upper 3 strings, then all 4 of those together, then back with the bass note, and that's pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string, and then you take it off. So it sounds like this. Then we go to a C chord, same pick pattern. And that's how we finish it up on a D major chord. So you pick the chord all together, then pick the G string by itself, and then pick the high E and B strings together, but you put your pinky down to make a D sus4 chord. Okay, so that's the whole intro and verse material. Now, the only difference is when it loops back around the first chord, you don't play the bass note by itself like we did at the very first note of the song. It's played together with the upper three strings. Now, you can really split hairs on, exactly what strings you're picking at each time. It's okay if you don't get every string exactly how the tab is. If it sounds right, then it's fine. So just kind of keep that in mind or you'll drive yourself crazy trying to play it exactly like the tab. So that's the verse. Now at the end of the verse, before we hit the chorus, there's another section. It's not really labeled anything different, but it's right before you hit the chorus, and it starts with an E minor chord. So let me get to that section. And it sounds like this. Back to an E minor. Okay, so it's E minor. So you're picking the low note and the upper three strings again. Then you're hitting the A string as the bass note and the upper three strings, and then the D as the bass note and the upper three strings. So it's then you're going to play kind of a G going into an A minor 7 chord. So you're going to play the open A, open G, and open B strings. And then you're going to play the A minor 7 again, picking those strings. And then do that little thing again like you did in the verse. Okay, so let me play that section. Then we go to a D7 chord. 2nd fret, 1st fret, 2nd fret, open D. There's a pickup note going into it that's an open A. You're going to hit it 3 times. So one. Then we go to a G. Then a D over F sharp. So on the G, I'm picking the low E string and the 3 highest strings. Then when I go to this chord, I'm going to pick B, G, D, and low E string. And on the 3rd fret, B string, 2nd fret, G string, 2nd fret, low E string. Okay. Then we're going to go back to the E, same thing. Now here it changes, and now we're into the chorus. So we're going to go to a G7. So it's G7 is 1st fret, high E string, 2nd fret A string, 3rd fret low E string, picking the low note on the E string and the 3 highest strings. Then you switch your bass note to the A string, and then a C chord. And then a C minor chord. So that's a C minor bar chord with the root on the A string. Bar the 3rd fret from the A string down, 5th fret, 5th fret, 4th fret. So then we to a G. So it's G, low note, high strings, then high strings again, then the low note by itself, and a little walk down. So I'm picking the high E and B strings while I'm doing this. 2nd fret, open. So we got and that's the same thing. You're still picking the high E and B strings, but you're alternating the bass from the 2nd fret A string to the 2nd fret D string. And then a minor 7 chord, D7 chord.